Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Echo. Just before this all starts, I do want to apologise for no qualifying footage. Unfortunately, I forgot to press record for qualifying. But the whole race is here. I've had to settle down, so I was about to say it's a bit shorter than normal, but you know it's only by a couple of minutes. But yeah, fingers crossed. You know, you guys will enjoy the race itself. Hopefully, I will remember to press record for the next episode for qualifying. But let's get started with the race introductions.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before the braking zone of turn 14. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Norris, Perez, the Professor and Daniel Kvyat, Grosjean, Gasly, Nico Hülkenberg and Raikkonen, Magnussen, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell. Kubica and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Cheers, Jeff. So here we are then for the Chinese Grand Prix. One-stop strategy yet again. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do enjoy the one-stop strategy. Makes everything more enjoyable. Decided that I'm gonna put in quite a low fuel setup. Still have more fuel than recommended, but I want to be quite quick and everything. Try and make up some places. Of course, we do qualify 9th. But anyway, 5 red lights are out, and away we go for today's race. And it's an okay start from us, but you know, the start doesn't always, well, it matters, but not too much, because you can always make a couple of them places in the first few corners as we go towards the right hand side of the track to try and get the inside line. Just being very, very careful here. Don't want to get any damage on the opening lap, because that will put our race in jeopardy. But look at the traction that we get. Sergio Perez doesn't get a great exit from that corner as we now go around the outside. We go around the outside as well of our own teammates. So up 2 places already, as there is a yellow flag, but it might just be a little bit of contact towards the back of the field. But thankfully, yellow flag goes away straight away, and now we are on the hunt of Sebastian Vettel. Like I always do, the opening lap I will put in unedited, and then the rest of the race obviously is edited. But yeah, fingers crossed we can get a decent race finish. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I'm not going to title it in a way that ruins it. But anyway, now onto a long straight. It's like over a kilometre long, I think, or probably a little bit longer. Tyres are already starting to wear out quite a bit. But as we go into rich and overtake mode, we are trying to hunt down Sebastian Vettel, and we're kind of like not really catching, but we're not losing time against him either. Now the right-handed hairpin, braking very, very hard, but you know, we navigate that quite well. And in the opening, well, in the first lap, we gained 2 positions. So you know what, I am extremely happy with that. But going on towards the end of lap 3 now, Sergio Perez will have DRS on us, and he's going to be closing quite quick. Of course, they've got the Mercedes engine, so they are going to be quick in a straight line. And all that energy now back into the entire ERS with that hairpin. I do like this track. This track's not too bad. You know, in the wet it's a pain in the backside, but in the dry it's just absolutely beautiful. Going on to lap 4 now, and he's still not giving it up. Long right-hander here. Very difficult. Well, it's very easy to lose time and everything on this part of the track. But we navigate it okay. We get a little bit of wheel spin, I believe. But Sergio Perez isn't going away anytime soon. Like I say, our tyres now are starting to be probably, I think they're on 40%. I'm not too sure. I do check it quite often during the race, but I recorded this all yesterday morning, and it's currently like about like, I think I recorded this like 6 AM Friday morning. It's now Saturday 10 AM. So it's been over 24 hours since I did this race. But we are losing time against Sergio Perez as we run a little bit wide. Costed a little bit of time, but not too much. I wouldn't say. Go a little bit deep into that left-hander now for the long right-hander to go onto the long back straight. And I had to lift off there because we was going to end up running wide. So that now means Sergio Perez is going to get the run on us with DRS, and just look at that camera angle. You can just see just how much pace he's got, and he's taken 8th place, or I think 8th or 6th place, I'm not too sure. 8th place, but we might be able to get back at him, maybe not, since I've run a bit wide. So we've lost out on 8th place, which is kind of sucky, but you know, these things do happen. As we go on to the end of lap 6 now, very close to hitting the pit lane entry wall there. But we are going to go into the pits, and we are going to put on the set of hard tyres. So we are going for a one-stop strategy here today. Bit of a bold move to go into the hard tyres. Didn't really do any hard tyre testing. I always skip the practice sessions anyway. But yeah, not really done any tests on the hard tyres on this track. So had to see how it goes, but we go from 8th down to 19th, and at this point I was like, we've messed up because everyone else is going to be on a one-stop strategy. But there was people that was on the medium tyres, as you'll soon see. So we still have a chance for some points here. So a little bit later on in the lap, we do start catching up to Sergio Perez at quite a fair rate of knots, to be fair. He seems to be going very, very slow through the corners, so we had the upper hand here. As you can see, I'm hogging the inside line, and the car is sticking to the track really, really well, so no oversteer or understeer, kept it planted. But now, the long straight again, this is where the best places for the overtakes are. And we are gaining at 206 miles an hour, probably even hitting 208 at one point. Let's now go down the inside of this hairpin. We do go a little bit deep, but we make the move stick, so we are back up a place. We've overtaken Sergio Perez. We are now in 18th as our teammate is in the pits. I believe that he's going to go onto the hard tyres as well, so now we are up into 17th. And we do have Alexander Albon up ahead, but at the moment we've still got to defend from Sergio Perez, who runs really, really wide. So, you know, that's a blessing in disguise there. But at the start of lap 8, we hold on to 17th place, and now we are going to try and hunt down Alexander Albon. But first, we've got to overtake, I think this was Robert Kubica. Albon did overtake Kubica. And just look at the straight line speed that we've got compared to him, which is really surprising considering that he's on the he's got the Mercedes power engine. But we run really, really deep there. But we've got the fresher tyres and the better car, if anything, compared to Robert Kubica. And we then overtake Robert Kubica for 16th. A couple of laps later, we come up against his teammate George Russell, who is on the medium tyres as well, I believe, or it could be the hard tyres. I can't really see from my screen, unfortunately. But the same place as we overtook Mr. Kubica, we are going to hopefully do the same thing to George Russell, and just look at the power advantage that we somehow have down that long straight. So, you know, easily done. And that is us up into 14th, I believe. So he's on the medium tyre, so we're actually up into 15th. But one of the surprising things is Lewis Hamilton is out of the Chinese Grand Prix. So there's been a lot of, I think that's like 4 cars retiring from engine failures in the past 3 races. So that's something we need to think about. Maybe instead of upgrading our car for performance-wise, upgrade our, general maintenance. But for now, we are up into 14th. Of course, we are on the one-stop strategy, so we've got a great chance for some points. And then a couple of laps later, I think this was, we are coming up against Alexander Albon, who is on the medium tyres. So we are going to get the, I believe this is going to be the overcut that we'll have on him. And there's plenty of cars now coming into the pits, and look at all them cars. And with that, we are going to be in the points. Of course, they will all be on fresh tyres. So we are now up into P9. And we've got a great chance now to get some decent points here. The car was actually feeling really, really good today. Well, in this race. But we're now up into P6 at halfway through lap 16, as we almost make contact there with Max Verstappen. And it's actually Bottas is holding everyone up here. So Bottas is going very, very slow today. So we could be with a chance of getting like 5th or even maybe 4th. And like I say, this car feels absolutely brilliant. And just look at that. We got so much traction there that it was we almost go into the side of Max Verstappen. So we overtake Max Verstappen. We're now on the back of Valtteri Bottas. And just look at we've got our rear wing open to overtake Valtteri Bottas. And do we get the move done? Yes, we do. Thank you very much. Bottas, though, wants to come back at us on the outside. But we get the move done and dusted. And now Bottas is going to have to defend from Max Verstappen. So, but saying that, Mr. Bottas stays out. But now, look at this, guys. We are on the podium. If we finish here, we are in 3rd somehow. So a fantastic strategy call there from my team. So thank you very much, teammates. This is why you got to love McLaren. 4 or 5 laps later, though, we have pulled out a gap to everyone else. And at this point, I was running my own race. I didn't want to ruin the tyres too much, so I was running on lean and no ERS deployment. Plus as well, Sergio Perez, if I remember rightly, he had a problem, so he was dropping back by about a second a lap, so we knew that once Max Verstappen and the others caught up to him, they would be held up a little bit, so I could save my ERS, I could save my fuel. But like I say, it was just at this time, it was just, preserve the tyres as much as possible. We do go into rich and overtake just for that straight line speed, just so we're not falling back too much. But through the corners, lean and none. And I was really pleased with how this car was performing. I was really pleased with the fact that we went from 9th then to 19th. Now we're in 3rd, so we are on for our first podium of the season and series. It would be very, very nice, doing better than Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris respectively. But like I say, we was running our own race, not much really happened, and in lap 27 I was like, I'm just going to save all my ERS, as much ERS as I can, save as much fuel as I can. I was just going to go for a flying lap, see what these tyres could do, even when I was on like 50-60% tyre wear. So for the final lap, I am going to leave it all unedited. I think that's what I might do, is I might do the first lap unedited and the last lap unedited, just so not drags out the video too long, but you get to see the first lap comparison to the last lap comparison. Obviously the last lap is always going to be the fastest lap because your car's lighter. Sometimes you could mess it all up and your tyres could go bang and you run out of tyre. Well, your tyre temperature goes skyrocketing and all that. But we are 2-3 tenths up on our personal best already. So we knew that these tyres still had a bit of lifespan. Like I said, these were on 50-60%, and couldn't really feel the tyre wear too much. You can after when you go into the heavy braking zones, at the end of the long straight in a bit, as you might see. But that's where it's got to brake earlier than what it says. There we go. We are 3.5 tenths up already on our personal best. So it wasn't going to be a lap time to set the world alight, but it was absolutely fine for us. Pierre Gasly is behind us. He is in the Toro Rosso, so if he finishes in 4th, that'd be a great performance from him. As Charles Leclerc crossed the line to win the Chinese Grand Prix, Vettel crosses the line and he will finish 2nd. And now we've just got one more corner to go. And if we can cross that corner, that means on our 3rd race for the team, we will finish in 3rd. And there we go, guys. across the line to finish in 3rd place.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé. What a fantastic race it was. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
For me, it's Kimi Räikkönen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, well, well. Who would have thought finishing 3rd in our 3rd race? I wasn't expecting that. I'll have to be completely honest.
Good day today.
Oh, and we have driver interviews. Won't have this yet. Yeah, I mean, you know, we did actually really quite well. I can't remember what I put it. The car is nimble and light. It was a breeze. It actually was. Like I say, the car was feeling really good. What did we say here? Even though I can't remember. Like I said, I did this yesterday. To be fair, that's actually true. We had a great strategy for the car. And yep, couldn't do this without a great team behind me, because that's true. They could have given me completely the wrong setup. And you can never tell this early. I'm sure that's what I said. Or, no, I'm already with the best team, so things are going great. I mean, that was kind of a lie, I guess. Like, they're not the best team on the field, but I think for morale-wise, they really are. Like, I don't know if you've seen McLaren Unboxed. If you haven't, guys, go watch it. All the episodes and that. It's, you know, it just seems like a bit of a family sort of thing they have going on. But like I say, finishing 3rd in our 3rd race of Season 1. Maybe we've overachieved there today. You just don't know. But it was, all in all, though, it was a great weekend. Like I say, I apologise so much that I never actually got the footage from qualifying, but you saw the grid order and everything. Oh, thank you. I mean, oh, we've also got more. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Actually, no, guys. Let me know if you want me to, at the end of every video and that, just put in a bit of a video thing with the classic cars. Just let me know, guys. But we have got 1,119 resource points. So what should I do? Should I spend that on the powertrain, chassis, aerodynamics, or the wear and tear sort of side? Just let me know. But for now, guys, that's going to be the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And hopefully the next episode, which will be Azerbaijan, will be out tomorrow. So hopefully you'll join me for that. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. Peace!